Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today on my channel, we are going to be doing a wear test on the Osmosis Color Pressed Base Powder Foundation. If you are new to my channel, every Tuesday I do a wear test video testing out a new product that I've never tried before. I am 46 years old. I have pigmentation to my skin. I have redness to my skin. I am oily combination skin type, and I do have a good amount of texture in through this area that is, to me, very noticeable on my skin. So what I do is I take a product out, I test it out, try it on for the very first time on camera here with you guys, put on the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to walk you through the rest of the day. I will check in at 5 hours and I'll check in at 10 hours and give you my final thoughts. But I will also swatch this against other products that I love, and I'm going to show it to you outside in natural light and in direct sunlight. And then I'm also going to take it to the test with a flash on a camera. So let's talk about this product first. This is the Osmosis+Beauty pressed powder in the color Beige Medium I am testing out today. It is $44. It does come in 12 different colors, which is a fairly small color line. It is a semi-matte pressed powder foundation, a pressed base that provides a semi-matte finish for natural skin coverage. Formulated for all skin types and even has a natural broad spectrum UV protection. Simple to apply, and it comes in a convenient, refillable compact. Osmosis Color Mineral Pressed Base minimizes the appearance of imperfections beneath a radiant veil of buildable, light-reflecting coverage. The formula glides smoothly onto your skin to blend seamlessly without caking or settling into fine lines. It absorbs shine and controls oil production while camouflaging large pores. It may also be layered over primers or liquid foundations for a flawless finish. Need some help picking a color? For yellow and olive undertones, golden shades are going to be recommended. For peach and yellow undertones, natural is recommended. And for more pink undertones, beige is recommended. Deeper shades are for honey and red-brown undertones. This is a gluten-free product, and how they suggest you use it are simply to apply over the face to create a smooth finish, layer as needed for additional coverage. So a few of the key things that I took away from that description that I am excited about is the fact that it absorbs oils. It also camouflages large pore size, which is something that I always look for. It won't cake or settle into fine lines. And then it is also light reflecting, which will, as we are in our 40s, makes you look younger if it's reflecting light versus absorbing light. Also is supposed to reduce the appearance of any imperfections. We will see how that goes. And let's jump right into getting this on. Okay, we are going to be testing this Osmosis Color Pressed Base in Beige Medium out today. I am going to start with concealer. Typically, I go through these things faster, but I feel like with a powder product, I am better off putting my concealer on first. I can always touch up after, but if I do it after, I feel like sometimes it picks up some of the powders and makes it look a little bit too heavy under the eyes. So I would rather just put concealer on first, and then we'll jump right into the powder. This powder does not come with a sponge or a brush, and it just says on the website to apply it. So I am going to use my Tati blendy full thing. I don't even know what this thing is actually called, on half my face, and then I'm going to use my favorite brush for powder foundations, the Mr. Perfect. It's by Too Faced. Let's start with the brush. All right, good color match. That's a start. It's always good when it's a good color match. This is the color Beige Medium, which quite honestly is very true to color of what I am, is because I have redness in my skin, and this might be a little bit too red actually. I'll have to see after we get it all the way on. Might be a little bit too beige, surprisingly. But it does have good coverage. It feels really nice on. I mean, the brush is really, really good for getting a good powder foundation on and good coverage without it being too heavy or too streaky. Go down my neck a little bit. All right, so this is one side on. Let's do the other side with the little sponge type thing. Okay, that's nice. Wasn't sure. I've only used this with liquids and setting powders. I've never used it with a pressed powder foundation. This might have a little bit too much of a gray undertone to it on my skin type. This could be interesting. We'll play with it throughout the day and see. But I feel like the undertone is not the best on me right now. This might not be a good color match for me. We will keep seeing. We will play with it. Just kind of working it around. Definitely need to warm it up a little bit. It has a strange undertone. It is not working on me right now. But I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on and then we'll come back and talk about it. I haven't finished putting the rest of my makeup on. I kind of wanted to let this sit for a minute and see how it did. Definitely don't think this is the right color for me. I'm going to be able to make it work through bronzers and other products, but the color definitely has, I don't know what it is. It feels like it has a little bit too much of a gray undertone, which I know is totally not right. It's definitely too much of a cool undertone. It looks a little blotchy on my skin on both sides where I used the sponge and where I used the brush. Finish is good. It's not matte and it's not satin. It's just like kind of in between those two. It's very interesting. It's not something I've seen before. Let's keep going with the rest of the makeup, but I did want to take a second and just talk about what my first thoughts are. My makeup is on except for little gloss. Love this gloss. Makes every lipstick look amazing. Typically I will spray and set with my Too Faced spray. However, I wanted to look at it first before we did that. It came out better than I expected. Still don't think this is the best color match for me. I think it's A, a little bit too dark, and I think B, it's a little bit too much of a cool undertone. That beige undertone just has a little bit something that isn't matching up. The foundation itself, though, actually, once I've kind of put everything else on, looks very nice on. Finish is very nice. It has a good satin finish. It did end up turning into a satin finish, which is very similar to their liquid version. I mean, it looks really good. I am going to set it with the setting spray, and I will come back throughout the day and I will show it to you with a flash, in dark with flash. I will show it to you outside in natural daylight, in direct sunlight. I will also show you swatches, and I will check back in at 5 hours and 10 hours and then give you my final thoughts. So we'll check it out. Today I'm going to be showing you swatches that are strictly powder swatches of products I've used. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin in the color R370. This one right here, which I use quite frequently right now, is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Complexion Powder in the color Nude. And then this one right here that we're looking at is the Osmosis Color Pressed Base in Beige Medium that we are trying on today. As you can see, this one definitely has a lot more pink to it. This one has more of a golden undertone. This one I use in the summertime. This is the one that I am using right now, which is the closest match to me. It does, however, have a little bit too much of a yellow undertone and is a little bit lighter than I need. I thought this one was going to be the best match. So we are definitely going to play with this and see how it goes. But this is what the swatches look like right now. Okay, taking a look at this out in natural daylight, as you can see, the Too Faced one is definitely the better match for me. The Makeup Forever is one that I use in the summertime when I do have more of a golden undertone to my skin. This one here actually in natural daylight looks much better than what it did in the studio lights. So I'm very interested to see how this looks on my face outside in natural daylight and right here in natural daylight. We are out here and we are in two big windows, lots of natural light. This is what it looks like. It looks better out here than it did in the studio lighting. I'm interested to see how this does with a flash. Let's take a quick photo and see. All right, taking a look at that. Does not look good. Not the product, the color match. Definitely the color match is not good on this for me. Definitely has that reflective property right through here. I always do when I'm out here with these windows. Let's go take a look at it in a little bit of a darker area. Taking a look at this in a little bit darker of an area, and let's see how this one flashes. See what it looks like in the flash. This one actually looks better. This one does, and that usually happens right here because out there it's so direct sunlight onto the forehead in those areas. This one actually came out nice here, so let's go take a look at it outside. Natural sunlight from the front of the house. I do apologize, someone is cutting their grass right now, so you might hear that in the background. I'm pushing my hair out of the way. Let's go out and take a look at this in direct sunlight. I'm a little nervous about what this is gonna look like out in direct sunlight. See what it looks like. I'm sure the color is off, which is not a problem with the product. That's just a bad color match by me. So here's hoping it doesn't look cakey out here. That was my main objective to coming out in the direct sunlight. 5-hour check-in. I mean, it looks good. I will say I have figured out that it settles in better after it's been on for a little bit. It's not one of those ones that's like, I find there's two types of foundations. There's ones that when you first put them on, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then there's others that you put on that at first you're like, I'm not sure. And as it goes on, it kind of settles in and grows on you. This is very, very nice. The finish is gorgeous. I would not say it is a semi-matte. I would say it is a satin finish. It has a reflective property to it, 100% to it. My pores are not noticeable. The only thing that is noticeable is a little bit of blotchiness, but that is because the foundation is not the correct color for me. If it was the correct color, you wouldn't be noticing as much blotchiness. And to be honest with you, in comparison to some others I've done, it's really not that blotchy. It's just not matching my skin exactly, so you see a little bit of it. The finish is just phenomenal. So pretty. It is definitely a hydrated look. It is very pretty on. It is holding up well. It is not breaking down. I don't see anywhere that I see any patchiness, any dry spots. It feels very hydrated. It feels very good on my skin right now. So this is where we're at 5 hours. I'm excited to see what it looks like at 10. And I'm definitely interested in trying this again, but doing this in a color that works correctly for me as well. So we'll definitely see as it goes on. All right, guys, we are at the 10-hour mark and it broke down a little bit right through here. My eyes are red and irritated. I've been working on the computer a lot. It looks still very healthy, very radiant. I think I need to apply it differently. It very much broke down up through here, but it did good everywhere else. Is that my user error? Is it how it stays? It's very splotchy through here. I have a feeling it's more my error than the product error because everywhere else it looks good. Maybe it has something to do with how I buffed the bronzer in, but everywhere else it looks good. It did not break down around the nose. And here's an interesting thing. As I've worn this, it actually now looks better the longer I've worn it, like the color match, with the exception of this blotchy little area up here. If you looked from here down, it looks right. I like this. I think I have to play with how I apply it. Maybe that could have been the setting spray, because I start up here and it gets a little bit, I have a feeling it's a setting spray now that I'm saying this. So maybe not using a setting spray at the end. I'll give that a try, because the only spot it broke down was there. And I feel like I always start here so it has the most water or setting product right away. But that's the only area I'm seeing breaking down. The color actually ended up matching really well, surprisingly. I'm kind of liking it. I'm impressed with this. It could use a little bit of a touch-up right now, because I am combination skin type, in through here and in through here just a little bit. I look a little bit shiny, but that's that radiant glow that they claim. It does still minimize the appearance of fine lines, imperfections, minus this part here. Let's talk just about from the eyes down, right? They say it won't cake or settle. I don't feel like it got cakey. I don't feel like it settled. I don't also feel like it felt heavy. Sometimes a powder product on me can feel very heavy. They say it absorbs oil. Now, I wouldn't say that. That's the only thing I disagree with, realistically, because I am combination oily skin type, and this is supposed to be a semi-matte. It is not on me. It is a satin finish, and throughout the day it becomes a dewy finish. This, if you look here, is definitely more dewy than when I first started out. But the color matches better now throughout it. I do think trying it with a different setting spray will make a difference. Now, as I've mentioned before, I do play around with these products and mention it on my Instagram stories. So if you are not yet following me there, please just go find me on that. It's the same as here, Lisa S09. Keep looking to see what else I can tell you about it. So really the main downsides are the fact, for me, my oily combination skin type, 46, is that it doesn't really absorb oil for me, but no product does. I generally do have to powder throughout the day. And the fact that it only comes in 12 colors, it makes it a little bit difficult to find the exact color match, because with a powder, you really do need to find the right color match. With a liquid, you can mix two colors together. With a powder, that's really hard to do that. But overall, I really did like this product. I think if I hadn't used the setting spray at the end, it would have made a difference. Definitely something to play with though and continue on with, and definitely a product that I am enjoying and I like the coverage of. It is very similar as far as finish and everything else, I feel, as to their original liquid product. Now, if you said to me you are only going to buy one of them, which one would it be? The liquid or the powder? I would say go with the liquid. I find the liquid to be something you can put on, get the right coverage, and then set it with a powder. I do have a full review on the liquid one. If you are interested, I will link it up here somewhere for you or down in the description box. But those are my final thoughts on this product. So let's look at side by side right after my makeup was done until now. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or products you would like to see me do a review on, please leave a comment down below. And as always, I will link to additional videos here that may be something that you find interesting in watching. If you are not yet subscribed, I would love if you click the red button down below and followed along here on my channel. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, and have a great day. Bye.